In this lesson, you'll learn to run an energy simulation on a building with its components already in place. So let's continue. Okay, so I have a basic project I was working on, and this is also located in your project files, so you can download this and work with me and run an analysis on this building for yourself. So in the previous lesson, we did it on a massing study. So let's see how we can run that same analysis and use that same tool on something where we have most of the design already in place, so we can kind of see where we're at with our design so far. So what we got to do, we've already have our model in place. We're going to go to Analyze like we've been doing. We'll go to our Energy drop down, and instead of the massing that we did in the previous lesson, we're going to stick with our Use Building Element mode. So I'm going to click on that. And the main difference in this mode here is that you'll see that this is not enabled. It's not automatically enabled, and that's because we've already basically have a model in place. So what we're going to do is definitely go back to our energy settings, and we're going to set some energy settings. Let's choose a different building style here. So let's say for this one, this could be maybe a terminal or something. So this could be transportation. And let's say this one's located in Portland here. Take it to a different site than our previous massing model. I'll click OK, and I want it to continue with the entered address that I just put in. And can't do any adjustments to our target glazing because we're not experimenting right now. We've already have our glazing in place. So a lot of these are not enabled, so you really can't make any changes to it. So let's say OK. And what we'll do is we'll run an energy simulation. And just like in the previous video, I'm just going to click this button. I'll pause this video because it may take a little bit longer since we're working with some actual components here. And Revit's going to have to go through and look at all the information associated with our building materials. So I'll pause right here, and we'll come back and we'll look at the results, and we'll discuss a little bit more about what's going on. Okay, so my results are pretty much here now. Just like when we were running our massing simulation, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to create new, and we're going to assign a name to this one. So we could say maybe bus terminal report. And we could change the name to this to be bus terminal. And I can just click continue. And again, I'm going to let Revit do its thing here because you can see right here we're at about 0% right now. And it's going to take a little bit of time because Revit's got to look at all that building information to create a really nice report for us. So I'll pause here once again, and I'll see you back in just a second, and we'll analyze this report. So it looks like our results are now in, and now I'm going to click on my folder, and we'll kind of run through these results and see if they differ any, if much, from our massing study. So I'll go to my bus terminal here, and there it is. I've got a nice view of my building. I've got my location here, Portland, Oregon. So a lot of this information is pretty much exactly the same as when working with your massing. So we know how much we have an idea of how much our annual energy cost is going to be with this building, our energy use, our electricity use. So this is a really helpful tool. So the main difference between using the building element mode and the concept mode, I'm just going to X out of our report here, is that Revit is taking information as we set up our materials here, our walls, our glazing, even the steel from the trusses. It's taking that information from the materials that we're putting in place in our model, and it's getting the thermal property information. So it's taking into account the thermal properties as well as what's going on with our massing, the amount of levels, and the location of our building. So this is a really helpful tool to kind of guide you in a way or get you on that sustainable path for your design. And I'm really excited to teach you this course using building element mode as well as the massing study, and I'm confident that this will get you on the right track to getting a sustainable design.